So we have seen the psych testing, we have seen the GTO testing first day and second day. On any of the 3 days, you can be called for interview. Have you understood? So when the psych test finishes at about 10:30, your interviews can start at 11. GTO 1 finishes at 11:30, your interviews could start at 12. GTO 2 finishes at 10:30, interviews could start at 11. So on the 3 days, I as an interviewing officer may have 18 candidates, may have 4, may have 32 in a batch. So I will tell my staff to plan for so-and-so candidates on so-and-so date. Someday you may be called at a short notice. You finish the psych test and somebody comes running to you. Sir, interview, ma'am, interview, a cadet interview. So that part you have to remember, that you have to be prepared for interview at short notice. Always keep your documents folder arranged. Class 10th marks, 12th marks, graduation marks, first semester, second semester, sports, extracurricular, hobby, all your certificates should be arranged neatly. You should have a separate set of dress for your interview. So that if somebody, if you are coming from GTO ground, you are sweaty and somebody says interview, quickly change, freshen up and go for the interview, collect your breath, organize your thoughts. Now interview starts. Before you come, the interviewing officer prepares for an interview. What does he have? He has your PIQ form. He also has your documents folder. He has certain amount of documents already with him, your certificates and all which you have submitted while applying. Where you have submitted, where you have applied, you are required to apply with some certificates. So those also are available to him. So based on that, he has an idea on who is coming, and then he makes some notes. And then he decides how to structure the interview. So be careful in filling up PIQ, be careful about short notice, have a separate set of dress, and have your documents folder in good shape. Now once you are knocked, remember interview already starts because you are entering the chamber of the interviewing officer. Now interview, the way we are taught to conduct it, I will share with you. Essentially, the interview I conduct in various parts. First part is, anybody? Rapport building. It means the moment you walk into my chamber, I will build a rapport with you. Why do I build a rapport? Divya? Why do I build a rapport for conducting interview? Okay. Why do I build a rapport? So that rapport is being friendly. Hello, bete. Nowadays, betias are coming. Sorry, I'm used to betas only. Hello, bete. How are you? Where are you coming from? How was your journey? So you are from Bihar Sharif. Tell me something about Bihar Sharif. So essentially, I try and build a rapport, make you feel comfortable, so that you start sharing your life's information as and when I ask you. So in this rapport building, you have to remember that while you can be comfortable, but you can't be casual. If we say, don't worry, sit comfortably, then you can't stretch legs and be comfortable. So essentially, you have to remember that it continues to remain a formal session. And while at home, we are quite informal nowadays, but formality is most recommended continues to remain an important criteria in military, and for that matter, any formal interview. So while rapport is being built, be on the guard, that don't be too comfortable, and remember, whatever you share, he will make an assessment, he or she will make an assessment of your personality. So you have to be careful in sharing. So this is the first part of rapport building. So then somebody will give you a guideline. Okay, in the next 45 minutes or so, we shall be talking more about you, covering areas like your education, family, spare time interests in detail. Well, I have gained some idea about them after going through the PIQ which you filled up on arrival. You may not talk more about yourself and your activity in greater detail. Suppose you tell me about your education starting from class 10th onwards, building up to your present level of education. Talk about grades achieved in various exams, efforts put in, some of the subjects you have chosen for various career option. Talk about sports and extracurricular activity available at school and college, the ones in which you participated, and special achievements, if any. Talk about some of the teachers whom you like the most, and some of the teachers whom you don't like. Talk about some of your close friends and why do you consider them so. Also tell me about the ones whom you avoid and how has been your education financed. You may start with class 8th or 10th, whatever it mentions. So this is what the interviewing officer has thrown at you is called comprehensive introductory question, which is what I am taught during my course. So you will hear it like this in some form or similar form. What is the purpose? To assess your ability to assimilate, organize your thoughts, and present your life in a coherent manner. So then you will start talking about your education. Sir, I did my schooling from MVM Mangadu. Then I did my college from Ethiraj College. Then I did graduation from SRM. Then I did this. Then I have done this. I have gone this. So you will start talking about yourself, covering your education. Then marks achieved, career choices made, sports and sports also in this. Then your teachers, your friends. So every aspect you mention first in an organized manner. Then interviewing officer will ask you follow-on questions. You said you were in class 8th and you did this subject. Why happened? Why did you not choose this? Why did you choose this? What happened in class 12th? Why did you choose PCM? What is going on in your mind when you're doing PCM? Sir, I wanted to be an engineer. Then why did you land up at this college? Sir, actually I had a change of mind. So why did you choose this college? Sir, I chose SRM. Why did you choose this? Sir, SRM, my brother said. My brother also was studying. So that's how your life is being discussed with the interviewing officer on how you have made some choices or how are you moving, who is guiding you, whichever way. So, sir, I played tennis. So, why did you play tennis? What all games were there in school? Sir, football was there, hockey was there. I was not so interested. Okay, you're not interested in troop games. Sir, no, sir, I'm interested, but I like tennis. What else have you played? Sir, I run also. How much can you run? Sir, 500 meters. Okay. So, that is how. So, then you say about some teachers. What happened? Why do you like the teacher so much? Why don't you like that teacher? Who are your close friends? Sir, Rajesh, Manoj, Sanjay. What do you like in Sanjay? What does Sanjay like in you? So this is the question answer session probes which happens, follow up happens depending on the reply which you have given after his CIQ. If he asks you close-ended question, then you will give pointed answer. If he gives you an open-ended question, then you give out information. What is an open-ended and close-ended? Close-ended is, what is your name? There is nothing else. Your name is so much. Your name is so and so. Indumati, Bhanumati, Jaya Parda, Hema Malini. So what is your name? Hema Malini. Finished. I hope nobody is Hema Malini here. But then tell me about SRM. Now tell me about SRM can be, you can talk for 50 lines, 5 lines, 1 line. In every line which you speak about SRM reveals a part of your personality. Sir, I didn't like SRM at all, sir. Who sent you? Sir, my papa had sent me. I wasted my time. This happened, that happened. SRM. Now that is one way. Sir, I gained so much from SRM. I had gone there. SRM had so much facility. I was a cadet captain. I used to conduct DDG capsule. I used to do this. I did NCC. I went on YAP. I went to Timbuktu. I went to Japan. Anything. SRM taught me so much. So it is an open-ended question. Whatever you say reveals a part of your personality because SRM remains same. If you have used time constructively here, you would speak good things. If you have wasted time, you will speak the first part. So most interviews are always open-ended question. Where were you born? Sir, I was born in a road. Tell me something about a road. Sir, who likes a road, sir? I can't, my papa were working in a road, that's why I had to work there. Otherwise, who likes a road, sir? You tell me. Okay, don't worry. We'll move you from a road to line of control. So you understood. So this is what open-ended question all about. You have to think an answer. Because whatever you say reveals a part of you. So what is the meaning? What is the full form of CIQ? Comprehensive introductory question. This is how I introduce this first aspect of interview. You did not know CIQ. It is just that it is the way I am trained to conduct an interview. So when you are asked to talk about teachers, now you will reveal a part of your personality. Sir, I didn't like any of the teachers. So what did you do? Sir, I did nothing, sir. I stopped attending classes. In 3 sentences, you have revealed 4 aspects of your personality. That you had some adjustment issues, you didn't respect authority, you didn't take any corrective action, you bunked away classes. So in 3 lines, you have given 4 negatives about yourself. Sir, I liked all my teachers. I didn't like NCC teacher. I mentioned to him once also there was some problem. Still, I tried to resolve it. I still took interest. Okay, whatever. So every life, everybody has gone through in a different manner. You have to be careful in how you present yourself. Which all games were there? Why is he your good friend? Sir, she is my good friend. I share all my secrets with her. So what all secrets? Only she knows and nobody else knows. Sir, I will not tell you, sir. It is a secret. But if it comes up, you share it. Because it is a personal and confidential interaction between you and him for the purpose of interview. So please feel free to share. Remember, everything is an open-ended question. Whatever you say, somebody will ask you follow-on questions. Somebody will probe. Have you understood? Is it making sense to those who are still up and about and have not crashed? So after CIQ 1 is over, then interviewing officer may say, that gives me a good idea about your education. Tell me something about your family. Tell me about your parents, brother, sister, how do you spend time together, whom do you approach for help when you have a problem, in whom do you confide, how much pocket money do you get, how do you spend it, what are some of your happiest moments of life, saddest moments of life. You may start with your family. And this is the way I used to conduct, that's why I remember it. Is it exactly like the book which I was taught? I'm not sure. Some interviewing officer may ask you in a different manner. Repeater candidates, we ask in a different manner because we know repeater candidates are used to this. Nowadays we know everybody is taking coaching and coming, so we change format. So it doesn't matter. You have to pay attention to what he is asking. Then you give an answer in the best possible manner. So my father is working in a textile factory. My mother is a homemaker. My sister is there. I spend at home. I'm in a hostel. I get so much of pocket money. This is how I spend it. I have a debit card. This is what I do at home. Whichever way you want to present, depending on whatever questions he asks you. Then he'll ask you follow-on questions. Which company is your father working? How much money does he make? How do you get your pocket money? How do you spend it? What do you do? Do you have a car? Do you have a savings account? Essentially, we are seeing whether you are responsible, whether you have an idea also of what handling finances. It's a part of SOR. And it's a part of your RA also. Are you aware what is your papa doing? Because sometimes you have to know what is happening in the family. Then only you'll grow up as a person. So these are the questions somebody asks you as part of CIQ2, which is family. When this gets over, then say, that gives me a good idea about your family. Tell me something about your hobbies and interests. What are your hobbies? What are your spare time interests? Which all books do you read? Which all websites do you normally access? How do you keep yourself fit? How do you keep yourself updated? What is your routine on a working day? What is your routine on a Sunday? You may start with your hobbies. Sir, my hobbies are so and so. My spare time interests are so and so. I normally read so and so books. I have read this book. I travel. I do this. On a Sunday I do this. On a Monday I do this. I am studying in a hostel. So these aspects again somebody will probe. What are the channels you watch? What do you access? How do you keep yourself? So essentially this is something about you. How you utilize your time. How do you, are you involved in anything else beyond your academic curriculum? What are your spare time interests? Then little probe. You have said these are your interests. Which book have you read? Sir, I have read so and so book. Who gave you this advice? Sir, my friend had got it. So what do you remember of this? What have you learnt, if at all? To check whether have you read the book also. Who is the author? So this is again question about your third aspect, which is hobbies and spare time interest. So I watch BBC News, or I watch Tamil News, I want so and so, I want so and so. I access news on the Twitter, or I access news on WhatsApp. Whatever you're doing, this is what he is asking you. Then what's your routine on a Sunday? What do you do? Sunday I spend time with family, Sunday I sleep till 12, I get up at 8, I do this, I do that, whatever you're doing. But remember, every information should present you in a better manner. So little here and there is better. So that gives me a good idea about our hobbies and spare time interests. Tell me what is happening in the world. Which news has caught your attention? What is happening in the country? Which news has caught your attention? Again, some discussion on current events, general events. So so tell me, how well do you know yourself? What are your 3 strengths in your personality? And what are the 3 areas you want to improve in your personality? So then, this is where people talk about their strengths, and this is where people talk about their weaknesses which they are working on. So far, I have asked you many questions. Is there any one question you wish to ask me? But nothing about me and nothing about the interview. That's all. Then the interview is closed. And then you are sent off. So that is how an interview is conducted. Keep in mind, short notice, separate set of clothes, documents folder, be comfortable but not casual, think and talk. Whatever you remember, it's a formal setting. You have gone for selection for becoming an officer in the armed forces. You have to present yourself in a better manner. First candidate. So what are your 3 strengths in your personality? Yes. Again.
Yes, sir. So I'm hardworking, I'm confident, and I'm good at time management, sir.
You've done this capsule before. You were in SSB capsule in Puducherry.
No, sir.
Then?
Last capsule, sir.
SSB capsule. Where? Online?
It's college, sir.
Okay, good. HITS college. Okay, good. So she's picked up well. So sometimes people get stuck in such simple questions only. People are not able to. Now you are armed with OLQ's knowledge. See what are the 3 strengths you can present in your personality. Sometimes people start with their weaknesses. They say, sir, I want to improve this, I want to improve this. You were given a chance to open up your strengths. Present them. So what are your 3 strengths in your personality? Don't look at him, look at me now. What are 3 strengths in your personality? This is a question in interview. What are 3 strengths in your personality, and what are the 3 areas you'd like to improve in your personality?
To improve my communication skills.
To improve your communication skills.
Confidence level, sir.
Confidence level. Next.
Physical.
Physical also. Okay, good. So he's made the mistake which a lot of candidates make in the SSB. Don't worry, don't get upset. So essentially, this is what happens when people are flustered after the interview, and so then they start with weaknesses only and then they run away. They say, bahut ho gaya, it is enough. So this is where such capsules may allow you to present yourself, because all of us who are seated here have at least 20 strengths. We can be curious, we can be sincere, trustworthy, hardworking, committed, loyal. What else? Persistent, courageous, risk-taking ability, time management. She mentioned 3 good qualities. What else? She is ready for the capsule now. She is ready for SSB. Okay, good. So what are 3 weaknesses in your personality? Number 2, since you are. So what are 3 areas you'd like to improve in your personality? Being confident. So you want to improve your confidence. Okay, good. Next.
Speaking skills, sir.
Speaking skills, good.
I mean,
Only 2 weakness. Okay, good. Please sit down. Good. So at least she's getting it right. Anybody else? So first Irving. Yes. What are 3 areas you'd like to improve in your personality?
sir, communication skills. I want to learn more about the general. I want to gain more knowledge about general knowledge, sir.
Okay, so that's 3 areas you'd like to improve in your personality. If one is communication skills. Second is learn more about general knowledge. I don't know whether it is a good answer. Is it a good answer for personality? Okay. Anything else good? You don't want to share in public. Okay, good. Anybody else? Number 2, you are asking a lot of questions, I hope. So what are 3 strengths in your personality?
Such strengths would be my willpower, my dedication, and being a good speaker, I would
My God, she's ready for SSB. Willpower. So give me 3 examples of your willpower.
So 3 examples of willpower. I may not be very strong to complete something in a given time. However, I will not give up.
No, give me 3 examples of a life. You said your strength is willpower. So give me 3 examples of a life which indicates that you have strong willpower.
So one thing would be something personal. I have been bullied a lot for being fat. However, I tried to improve my physique. That
Okay, so willpower. So how much weight change have you done?
Sir, I have reduced nearly 7 to 8.
Okay, so willpower. Okay, so one example of willpower. Good. Next.
Another one would be it was not easy to handle JEE examination. There were a lot of times when I tried to quit studying for it.
Okay, good. So she is prepared. You all are charged up for SSB looks like. Okay, good. So who else? Where is that DS material? Who was answering a lot of questions here? Who is the somebody? She's left. No, you were answering question. Huh. So what are 3 strengths in your personality? Liveliness is your strength. You're a lively girl. Okay?
The confidence and the cooperative.
Cooperative. So give me 3 examples of a life which indicates to me that you're a lively girl.
So generally, I can mingle with people very easily. It is not a very big task for me.
You mix well. Okay.
Social activity. For example, so in camps also.
Okay, so that is one example. What's your second quality you said? Cooperative. So 2-3 examples from your life which indicates you're cooperative.
So generally during my school times, when I was chosen as a leader to form a project or something, so I think I did well in that because I was.
Okay, good. So good, some of you are already ahead in the game. Come, let me ask some white. What are 3 areas you'd like to improve in your personality? Yes.
So the first one is the personality is the confidence, the communication skills.
You want to improve your confidence? And
then sir, the communication skills. And in communication skills come the vocabulary. And sir, the last thing in which I would like to improve is my physique. Yes sir.
you want to make it better than this? Okay, physique. So I don't know whether physique will fit in as an answer. Okay, good. So are you all understanding how you have to present yourself, how somebody says, okay, come, who are your 3 good friends in life? So somebody says, we are talking about friends in the interview. Somebody says, who are your 3 good friends in life?
My parents and myself, sir.
Parents and myself. Okay, good. Balli, Phatta, and who are your 3 good friends in life?
Rishi, Hemant and Ashutosh.
They are not here or they are here?
Not here, sir.
Not here. Rishi, Hemant and Ashutosh. So how long have you known Rishi?
Sir, for past 5 years.
So why do you like Rishi?
Sir, because he has been with me from class 9. I have spent a lot of time with him in school times. That is why.
You like him. What does Rishi like in you?
Sir, Rishi likes my confidence, liveliness, like socially adaptable, and we play together. So he likes my.
What do you play?
Sir, basketball.
Good. Okay, good. So all of you are using OLQs with a good amount of. Everybody has understood the OLQ, so you're using it nicely. Good. So these are the questions which happens in interview. In friends, I think parents and all maybe can be left separately, and you have to have some friends. Otherwise, it looks like a less adaptability. In your case, I think if you say parents and yourself, somebody was asking me. One candidate asked me. They asked me, whom do you like? So I said some name. So that cadet asked me in Talaya, I think, why don't you like yourself? I said, look. So I think so. Essentially, when somebody asks about friends, you should talk about some friends. Okay, good. So this is something I thought I'll just do it as an exercise, not to put down anybody or put up anybody, but just to indicate that these are the questions which happens in an interview. So honesty is recommended, but you must use tact. You have to keep interview relevant to the job you are applying for. And one aspect which always comes up is, I used to spend a lot of time in your education. If you have done from so and so, who chose this school? If you change the school, again, why did you change? After 12th, what all exams you wrote? If you are keen on military, why did you not attempt military after 12th? If you attempted, which all exams you wrote? Then what are the other exams you gave after 12th? JEE, NEET, this, that. What was the result? Sir, I took a break. How was the improvement in score? How did you land up in this college? Then why have you chosen this stream? Then why do you want to join the military? Why do you want to join the Navy or Army? If you have wanted to join, how have you prepared for SSB? Then what happened? Then we will ask you some questions about, so if you want to join the Navy, tell me something about the Navy. So then it's a good idea. Sir, our Indian Navy is the 4th largest in the world. We have a variety of ships. We have so-and-so, we have so-and-so. Navy is involved in multitude of operations in the Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal. So your level of answer will decide your level. You say, sir, Indian Navy is good, sir. White ships, blue uniform, I like it, sir. So you have wasted a chance of showcasing your high level of intelligence. Are you able to? So then, if you are keen on Navy, suppose you don't get it, then what are your alternate career options? Sir, I will keep trying, sir, till I get in. This is only my 14th attempt. I will keep trying till 20th attempt. So those are not good ways. You must have alternate career options. So this is all I thought I had on interviews. I'm ready for any questions. Normally at 4:30 there are no questions, but still, if there are some keen Kumars or keen Kumaris. Oh, there is a keen Kumari. Divya, haan bolo.
Sir, will you select the candidate based on their course in the colleges or certificates are given in the application form?
No, that is a part of the interview process. If you have got good marks, it means you have good EI, good RA. You are able to organize your time. So those scores make an impact on me. But I have also selected cadets on low score also. If somebody is able to explain what happened, why have you got 54% here, something had happened, then this I did, then he's got good marks in graduation. If you have a lot of backlogs, it goes against you. If you have good marks, it goes in your favor. So that is a part of assessment process. Okay, good.
How did you prepare for SSB interview, sir?
Those days,
Yes, sir.
conducting or giving? Giving interview.
No, sir, for you, sir.
Correct, when I gave SSB.
Yes, sir.
But that was 84. How did I prepare? I think in Sanish school somebody told us about Army Navy little. I remember only one question which I prepared. Why do you want to join the Navy? Sir, because Bihar is a landlocked state, I want to. That is the only answer I remember as part of preparation. But otherwise I don't remember any great preparation to the best of my. And those days capsules were not so many. Sanish school curriculum was like NSSC only. Throughout khakis only, routine, drill, academics. So that kind of environment maybe groomed you for armed forces. But I don't think I had done any specific preparation of so much of current events and all. And I don't think my interview lasted long also, if I remember second time. Maybe 5 minutes. This time I forgot to mention, I had one interview which lasted 5 minutes out of 2,000 interviews. 2,000, yes, I may have taken about 2,000. So one interview I remember of 5 minutes. I remember interviews of 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 65 minutes. So one interview was of 5 minutes, where it was an NDA entry. And somebody came to my office, it was a batch of NDA, and we had 55 in stage 1 pass. And I had 10 interviews, I had passed 7 of them. So one candidate I passed in 5 minutes. That candidate came, he looked like a lean, thin, crew cut haircut. I said, why do you want to join NDA? He saying, sir, I want to become a Marco. I said, why do you want to become Marco? So he saying, sir, in class 6 I had seen something and that's why I want to become a Marco. I said, tell me something about Marcos. So he told me everything about the world, Marcos, US, UK, Japan, China, India, everything he knew. I said, how much do you run? He's saying, I run 20 kilometers, sir. I said, what happens if you die? He's saying, it doesn't matter, sir. So I said, okay, welcome. So I took his interview in 5 minutes and cleared him. So some people ask me, how do you do well in interviews? This question had come to me in some other interviews. I said, you have to be able to connect. Like I remember one SSC education batch. Somebody had come to me for SSC education entry. He was doing some degree somewhere. I said, why do you want to join the Navy? He's saying, sir, when I was in graduation, I had less money. So I had to take some tuition. I had to go and teach where the girl's father was a naval officer. Every evening when I had to go, father is to come in. So I used to see him in white uniform. Then I got interested in the Navy. And then I got some guidance, I found out about this, and I've come for this interview. So in 4 or 5 lines, he gave me 8, 9 qualities of his. That he is not cursing his father for being poor. He is taking responsibility for his action. He is giving tuition, doing degree, curious, got interested, found out, prepared, sitting here for SSC education, specific batch. So this is how in 5 lines he has given me 10 OLQs. Sometimes in 3 lines you can give 3 negative or 10 negative OLQs also. What do you do in free time? Sir, I watch blue movies, sir. And these answers have happened. Now, actually he is doing it, but this is not the best answer for an interview. So, what question am I answering? How did I prepare? So, I don't think I prepared so much. And since I had missed the first SSB, there were 2 problems I analyzed. One is that Tajan sleep, I didn't jump, I came back. So, I said that is lack of courage. So, then I prepared my physicals. And second thing, I had got nervous seeing so many military officers in conference. So, then second time I said, let me keep moving my toes inside and not get nervous. So those are the 2 preparations I made second time, and I luckily made it. So all of us know ourselves. Essentially, nowadays with so much of information available, people expect you to know more. Those days there was nothing available, so you joined without. So that is a challenge of very interconnected and information available on our smartphone world, that you are expected to know everything nowadays. You haven't read this, you haven't read this. So those are the problems. So did I answer the question? I've given a longer answer. Anybody else? Somebody had a, yes, I think you had a.
Sir, if I go for a Navy entry, but actually I prefer joining Army, sir. So revealing that in front of the interviewing officer would be a great option or not, sir?
No, you have to present yourself in a better manner. You say, I'm keen on armed forces, sir. I have tried for Army, I'm tried for Navy. My passion is an Army, but armed forces is an option. So that's a good that's acceptable answer. I don't hold it against you. I know everybody is looking for a job. Till the time you can convince me for your passion and your sense of service, it goes in your favor. So if you are gone for a naval interview and say, sir, I'm passionate about Army, have you given anything for Army? Yes, sir, I have applied for an Army. I will be getting SSB later, but I'm not trying for Army. But then that goes against you. So any information, you have to present it in a logical manner. The way I gave you an example of SSC education, teacher, curious. You say, yes, sir, I'm passionate about armed forces. I'm trying, my biggest interest is in Army, but Navy and Air Force continue to be an option. So it's okay. Okay, good.
Sir, sometimes there can be some outcomes in our life that we are not very proud of. So, if I am asked a question about that, how can I express myself without looking very bad or regretful in front of the officer?
No, see, sometimes candidates land up crying also. There is something called catharsis. When the interview goes deeper and deeper, interviewing officer has to make up the mind whether to select or not. Then questions keep coming. Answers you have to keep going. Some of them are unpleasant. But all of us have gone through unpleasant experience. None of us have had a perfect life. So it depends on the way you have come out of it. If you can present that, then it goes in your favor.
No, sir. I meant like if there is something that I'm not proud of and I don't have a good reason to justify it, it is completely my mistake. So should I directly admit it, or is there some other way to express?
No, see, there is no point presenting information on a platter. But during discussion, during follow-up, during probing, if it comes up, then avoiding that time is not correct. Okay. Suppose you say, like, okay, let me give you an example. Suppose I ask some question, what are your 3 strengths in personality? So she has said something. What are 3 areas you would like to improve in life? Now suppose one of them is an unpleasant something about you. Now if you say, sir, these are my 3 weaknesses. So that is something that you can avoid. You can give some intelligent answers in such questions. Am I answering you?
No, sir. Actually, I'm like, if it's something that like, if I'm giving you answer about my weaknesses.
Okay.
Something written in the PI form.
Something?
For example, let's take it's like I said, I was preparing for JE, and it is something that I have already shared. So if you ask me, why did you not clear your examination, and what kind of answer can I give to you when I solely know that it's I have not put enough efforts?
Mention it. He also will figure it out soon.
So would it not be a disadvantage?
No, see, the whole interview may, of course, none of us are perfect. If you have not done well in 1 year, did not do well, Now you have recovered, and now you are sitting here. Some stage I must have done smoking in class 11th. Some stage my grades also, if I see, my 11th was the worst marks. So if it comes for interview, he's saying 11th, sir, I got into bad company. I picked up this, I picked up that. But I also know for fact that that bad company improved my confidence. It's okay, it's a part of growing up. So if you have taken a break after 12th, and despite that you have not improved something because you were casual, it's okay. Sir, I was little less serious about life that time. Then after counseling and I have recovered, now I took up a good college, my grades are good, and I'm keen on joining armed forces. So that is another way of presenting. So all of us have had some unpleasantness. So, have I answered? Okay, thank God. Anybody? Yes?
Sir, how to improve self-awareness, sir?
How to improve?
Self-awareness.
How to improve self-awareness? Good. Who will answer this? Who are those? Where are those stalwarts? Who all met me in DG Vaishnav when I said I'll come to SRM for the capsule? In DG Vaishnav there were some people came on stage from SRM. So you all were there? Okay, good. Okay. So why are you all seated in the back? This is your college? Yes, sir. So why are you seated so far? Not interested in the capsule?
Yes, sir.
But people in the back are normally not interested types. Okay, so your question is how to improve self-awareness? Yes, okay, good. It's a good question. Has anybody listened to my talk on tips for success? There's a talk of mine on YouTube called Tips for Success. Nobody? Prashad, where is Prashad? No, sorry, aap nahi. Cadet Prashad, huh? Have you listened to this talk?
Sir, I don't remember.
I don't remember it. Good. None of you has any of you seen my channel? Who all have seen?
Sir, is it AB?
ABCD, yes, okay, understood. So there is a talk of mine called Tips for Success. And my theory is ABCD. And essentially I say that, difference between you today and tomorrow is books you read and people you meet. One of the book I read was some book, and this talk is available of about 25 minutes maybe, where I've said life is difficult for everyone, and how do you become successful is through a theory of ABCD. Awareness, balance, courage and discipline. And how do you get ABCD right is through something called T. What is T? Thinking. So how do you improve your self-awareness? Spend some time in the evening. Why did you do this? Why did you overreact? Why do you sit always here? Why do you sit this? Why have you chosen NCC? So as you spend time with reflecting on your choices, reflecting on whatever you do, you become aware. Your friend will tell you, you bloody idiot. Now you have become aware that you are an idiot. Why did he call you an idiot? What did I do? Your teacher may give you a feedback. If you read your reports, like when I read my reports of class 6th, I still have them. My teacher has written, Atul is a soft, meek, whatever, some words is written. Somewhere they have written some negative words also. I may not like to put it here. So these people who are interacting with you sometimes give you a feedback, the way they respond to you. And sometimes you figure out yourself. Why do you like to sit on the right side? Why don't you like to sit on the left side? Why do you prefer backbench? Why do you like him? Why don't you like her? So these are giving you inputs on self. Who's asked that question? Okay, are you paying attention? Okay, so this is how you become self-aware. The choices you make. Newspaper, which page you like? Page number 3 of Chennai Times or page number 3 of the Hindu? Which channel you normally go to? So every choice you are making is making you self-aware. That instinctively you go for this. If you have a free time, will you pick up a broom to clean your room? Will you arrange your cupboard? Will you switch on a movie channel? Or will you sleep? Or will you read? You will sleep, I think. So you become self-aware that sleeping is your hobby. So this is how you enhance your self-awareness. So how do you know your strength? So that is where again, once you go through this, your results are good, you are sincere, you are not sincere. So I think these are thinking is a process which makes you self-aware. That's what is a short answer. Can anybody else add? How do you enhance your self-awareness? Where is Shreyans? Shreyans is gone? You are still there. Shreyans, how do you enhance self-awareness?
So I would say by being observant and
By being?
by being observant, like observing what's happening in your surrounding, how you are reacting to things, and you can take into account what other people are saying. But then, of course, you should have people in your circle who are actually aware of themselves. Otherwise, anyone can just say anything and you will believe something wrong.
Essentially about self-analysis. What he is saying that some people may call you an idiot, but probably he is an idiot. So it should not upset you. So that is where a process of self-analysis, thinking in the evening, thinking over the weekend, why did you not achieve this goal? It was such a simple goal. It means you are casual, you can't achieve goals also. You had made a goal in the morning that this week you will read this book. By the end of the week, you have not read even 2 pages. So you know that you are not as persistent. So as you go through life, as you go through a day, as you go through a week, you become aware of. Have I answered a question? Okay, good. My answers are longer than the question, I think. Yes, anybody else? Okay, good. So with that, we come to the interviewing technique part. And now I'll just put you on the last part, which is an activity which is conducted on day 5. And day 5, we conducted something called conference procedure. Now, conference happens on day 5 when president or deputy president like me will come and address you. Good morning, candidates. I hope you had a comfortable stay. I hope there were no problems. Everybody is comfortable. All the very best. And they will answer some routine chit-chat before the conference starts. Then there will be a conference room. In the conference room, president, deputy president will be seated on the head of the table. GTOs on one side, psychologists on the other side. And before every candidate is called, there will be a discussion on your personality. It means if test number 1 is going to be called, before he is called, IO, GTO and psychologist will read the marks awarded to that candidate, whether recommended or not recommended. If all 3 have recommended, then he gets recommended. If all 3 have not recommended, then he comes back to SRM. So he does not get recommended. So before the candidate walks in, there is a discussion on the candidate. And that is the first time there is a discussion when IO knows who was the GTO or psychologist. Otherwise, all assessment is supposed to be done in compartments. We are not supposed to discuss whom we are assessing. It is against the ethics of the board. If anybody is found indulging, he can be thrown out. So this is a rules of the board that whomsoever I interview, the assessment remains with me, and I only discuss this candidate in conference. Now there was a time that 10 years back there was a shortage of officers in the armed forces, and there was also a time that in the boards there was a tendency of people not passing not many candidates were passing. Now technically, if I have chess number 1 to 20 to interview, if I don't recommend anybody, I can always have 8 points and say not recommended, weak in this, weak in this, weak in this, weak in this. But if I recommend 4 and one of them has a problem somewhere, somebody will come back. Why she run away from Naval Academy? Who recommended her? Who is the psychologist? Who is the interviewing officer? So there is a tendency that everybody was marking low in the boards. Less candidates were passing. Now nobody knows whether the candidate was selectable or not. If somebody says not pass, it is end of story. So then from Delhi, I think one idea came that let's discuss some candidates in conference who come into discussion zone, where candidate is passed by 1 assessor, marginally not passed by 2, or candidate passed by 2 assessors, marginally not passed by 1. Have you understood? So these candidates came into discussion zone. So if chess number 3 came, IO said pass, GTO said pass, psych said not recommended. So this candidate, psychologist said marginally not recommended. So what is the problem? Sir, factor 3 is low. What factor 3? Liveliness. So now IO will say, no sir, she was lively, I found her, she or he was lively, I found her lively every test. Seems to be no problem because I have interviewed. GTO says, sir, she was mixing up, she was called by 4 candidates, they were called, sociometry is good, and she was quite upright about in GOR. But psychology says in subconscious there is a shade of low liveliness. Low liveliness means chances of committing suicide. That is how the psychologists perceive. And I could be wrong, this is what I remember. So now these candidates will come in discussion zone because IO, GTO have passed, psychologist has marginally passed. So then they will try and ask her some question in the conference, and 3 of them will decide whether to pass her or not. So this is where conference also has become a 4th technique. So if somebody passes by all 3, they get some marks in conference more than somebody passing by 2 technique or somebody passing by 1 technique initially. So in the merit list, somebody passed by only 1 assessor and then pushed up will have little lower marks than somebody who initially passed by all the 3 assessors. So how does it apply to you? That you have to remain vigilant, you have to remain on alert, carry your best set of uniform or your dress, whatever you use for interview, present yourself in the best possible manner, go for a conference whenever you're called. When you see so many officers of military, don't get hassled. Then answer questions whatever are thrown at you. Maybe you're in the discussion zone, maybe you're in not discussion zone, how do you know? So continue to answer questions, remain vigilant. If a conference goes long, be at it. Once they finish, thank them and leave the conference. And then wait for the results. So conference may be a 4th technique now also. Maybe there is concept still happening. So my advice is be alert. There is whatever questions are asked, maybe there is somebody trying to assess something in you. So sometimes conference can be 1 minute and you are out because either you are passed by all 3 or failed by all 3, not passed by all 3. But if goes long, so you be alert and answer all the questions. So that is how this is all about conference procedure. And with this, we formally come to end of our SSB capsule. SRM NCC presents SSB capsule for all. I must thank you all for your kind cooperation in conducting this capsule. Most of you have taken a lot of interest. Some of you have potential. So if you work hard, refine yourself, and work with yourself, then you should find a place in the armed forces. Okay? Thank you very much. Are there any questions at this stage or any questions on SSB? What we had planned to do was a mock interview, but I think we don't have time for that. Mock interview would have been an interview which I would have conducted here, but that will take a lot of time, and it is available on YouTube. I have done for one cadet in HITS. Have you all seen it? I think a lot of you have seen my channel yesterday. I think the two videos which were seen most was SSB and mock interview. So in the same, my YouTube channel has got 10 videos as of now, mine or directorate or whatever I am controlling. Essentially there is a mock interview, there is a long video on SSB, the same thing in a 90-minute video. Then there is tips for success, that ABCD rule, and there is tips for public speaking. Then one cadet, Harni of Hithraj College, told me this SSB video is a long one. Then I did another recording and I made it into 6 parts. Part 1 history, Part 1 history and OLQs, Part 2 was stage 1, Part 3 psych, Part 4 GTO, Part 5 interview, Part 6 conference. So that is that's how it has become 10 videos. So just in case somebody visits the channel, you can refer back to whatever I have said. Content may be different. Question answer is more today, but content of this capsule changes depending on audience, question answer, what I remember in my mind. But basic, that is that. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.